The crimson sun of Taraxis, 7 hung low over the crystalline fields, casting long shadows across William's farm. He stood at the edge of his property, eyes fixed on the creature that had been circling his homestead for 3 consecutive days. The dragon, if one could still call it that, was a magnificent yet terrifying sight. Her scales, once probably iridescent and proud, now hung dull and patched with scorched marks from atmospheric reentry. Her wings, massive membranes stretched over bone-like frameworks of bioengineered carbon fiber, trembled with exhaustion. William had heard the stories. Everyone on the outer colonies had. The Draconis-class bioships, living vessels grown from ancient Earth reptilian DNA, spliced with quantum processors and void-resistant cellular structures. They were humanity's answer to faster-than-light travel before the slip drives made them obsolete. Most had been decommissioned, their consciousness cores wiped, their bodies left to drift in the dead spaces between stars. But this one was different. She was alive. The dragon descended slowly, her movements careful, non-threatening. William's neural implant buzzed with proximity warnings, but he silenced them with a thought. His weathered hand instinctively moved to the plasma rifle mounted on his exosuit's hip, then paused. Something in the creature's eyes, those massive, golden photoreceptors that had once navigated the cosmic depths, spoke not of aggression but of desperation. She landed 50 meters away, her clawed feet sinking into the soft, bioluminescent soil that made Taraxis 7 so valuable for agriculture. The ground trembled, and William's crops, genetically modified wheat that glowed faintly blue in the twilight, swayed in response to the disturbance. Then she did something unexpected. She lowered her massive head, the gesture unmistakably submissive, and from somewhere deep within her chest cavity came a sound. Not a roar, not a growl, but a plea, a harmonic frequency that William's implant translated into desperate, broken standard. Please, hungry, baby, dying. William's breath caught. Baby? His eyes scanned the dragon's form more carefully. There, partially hidden beneath one of her folded wings, he saw it. A smaller dragon, no bigger than a terrestrial horse. Its scales were translucent, still developing, and its breathing was shallow. The hatchling's bioluminescent markers flickered weakly, like dying stars. The farmer's mind raced. The regulations were clear. Draconis-class entities were property of the United Colonies military. Harboring one, let alone aiding one, meant imprisonment or worse. But as he looked at the mother dragon's eyes, he saw something that transcended species, transcended the cold calculations of law and regulation that he saw love. Fierce, protective, willing to die for her child love. Damn the regulations, William muttered, his thick accent carrying traces of old Earth Scottish that had survived centuries of diaspora. He approached slowly, hands raised. The dragon's massive head tracked his movement, but she didn't retreat. Her quantum-entangled neurons were processing his intentions, reading his biosigns, understanding that he meant no harm. Easy now, lass. William spoke softly, though he knew the dragon could understand him through multiple sensory channels. Let me see the wee one. The mother dragon shifted her wing, revealing the hatchling fully. Up close, William could see the problem. The young dragon's nutrient intake ports, biological feeding mechanisms that should have been glowing with active absorption, were sealed shut, calcified. A birth defect, or perhaps damage from whatever catastrophe had stranded them here. William's mind worked through the problem. His farm specialized in high-protein, nutrient-dense crops designed to feed the colony's 20,000 inhabitants. If he could create a slurry concentrated enough, bypass the feeding ports entirely. I'll need to get supplies from the storage barn, he said, more to himself than to the dragons. Can you wait a bit longer? The mother dragon's response was to lower her head even further, pressing it gently against the cold ground. A gesture of complete trust. An hour later, William returned with a hover cart loaded with supplies. He'd mixed a concoction of ultra-concentrated proteins, synthesized amino acids, and bioavailable minerals, all suspended in a liquid medium that would be gentle on the hatchling's underdeveloped digestive system. The mixture glowed softly green in the transparent container. This might sting a bit, William warned as he approached the baby dragon. He activated his medical scanner, an older model but reliable. The device mapped the hatchling's internal structure, revealing an alternative pathway, a secondary absorption chamber that was still functional. The mother dragon watched with predatory intensity as William gently lifted a specialized feeding tube. Her every instinct screamed to protect her offspring, yet she remained perfectly still, trusting this strange, soft creature who showed kindness when others had shown only fear and rejection. William carefully inserted the tube and slowly, carefully, began administering the nutrient solution. For a moment, nothing happened. Then the hatchling's biomarkers began to strengthen. The flickering lights along its spine steadied, then brightened. Its breathing deepened. The mother dragon's entire body shuddered with what William could only interpret as relief. A low rumble emanated from her chest, not threatening, but grateful. A sound that resonated with harmonics beyond human hearing. A song of thanks encoded in frequencies that made the very air shimmer as the twin moons of Taraxis, 7 rows. Painting the sky in shades of purple and silver, William sat beside the dragons. The hatchling was feeding properly now, its color returning, its strength rebuilding. The mother had curled her massive body around them both, William included, creating a protective circle. "You can stay here," William said quietly, his hand resting on the mother dragon's scaled neck. "In the old barn, past the northern fields. No one goes there anymore. I'll bring food, help the little one grow strong." The dragon's response came through his neural implant, clearer now, as if proximity and gratitude had strengthened their connection. "Why help us? Humans abandoned us, left us to die." William was quiet for a long moment, thinking of his own daughter, lost to the colony plague 5 years ago. Thinking of all the times fear had made people cruel, and how rare it was for anyone to choose warmth over that fear. "Because mercy," he finally said, "is what separates us from the machines. And because no mother should watch her child starve. Not ever." The dragon's golden eyes held his gaze, and in that moment, across the vast divide of species and origin, they understood each other perfectly.